Yeah, so after that special safari bike trip in Mashatu and the riding on Mount Anderson, we flew from Johannesburg to Cape Town. And first day we met up with Andrew and Jonty Neathling.
They took us to their local jump spot, which was super windy that day, but we kind of made do and had a lot of fun.
It was my first day riding trails or jumps in like 4 months, first session of the season, so I just wanted to, I was an eager beaver and wanted to get it done with, and kind of was a little bit squirrely for a long while. Had some good crashes and stuff like that, but it was good fun.
They actually brought us to the university, and there was this really cool like rail gap where it was like right next to the rugby field.
And it was actually something I've been looking for a long time.
It was just like perfect. It was big and scary and rideable.
It was just this long straightaway where you drop into one huge bank and then shoot out of another over a set of stairs with a rail down the middle of it, and kind of it was like hip to the right. Well, there's two, one hip to the left and one to the right, and I just wanted a big one to the right because I've been wanting to whip something like that for a while, and so I was pretty psyched, and I had pads on and riding my bike within seconds after we got there, and was able to do what I wanted.
Later in the evening we went to that vineyard where they had a pump track and a four-course track, and I was pretty stoked about that, to see this little pump track, and it was like just perfect. Yeah, and on the four-course track it was just super fun to race with all the buddies, and especially with Jonty and Andrew Neathling. I haven't seen them riding personally, but they're such a cool dudes, and yeah, it was good to hang out with those guys. Good times.
We found out we had an opportunity to ride the X Games jumps that were here a week ago. They had the South African X Games, and and the jumps were still up, so we went down there, and it was a little wet from the night before, but we got a few sets running.
And we sessioned there for a couple hours, and as soon as we were done, they brought in the tractors and plowed them, so it was perfect timing.
Yeah, it was just good to have a really motivating session there, and everybody was just killing it there.
So after that, we made our way up to some street riding in Bocop, where we got to see a lot of the kind of how the people lived and the lifestyle, like all the colorful houses, the cobblestone streets. So it was really cool to be able to see that.
Well, each building was like somebody took a gigantic crayon out of a coloring box and just split it up through the neighborhood and like colored their houses like a completely different color. So it was pretty cool, and it was really lit up. So it was like it was really photogenic, I guess, and we kind of went and played around. As soon as we showed up, there was every little kid in the neighborhood came out with their bike or scooter or rollerblades and just kind of cruised around with us, and we were just hopping off and over things, little curbs, and just jibbing around with these kids, and it turned out to be a pretty fun afternoon. We had to get up really early, like it was school again, because we were going to school actually. We went to this school in these townships where it was kind of a poor end of town.
Met up with the class and made a little presentation about what we are doing, about our riding, about our traveling and all our experiences.
We were donating bikes through the Big Tree organization.
We donated 50 bikes to the school, which the school will supply to the kids at the school.
Well, they were really stoked, and we passed out a bunch of stickers, and we were helping them sticker their helmets and stuff. And then after we did all that stuff, we set up a little jump with a flat landing onto some tables with a few boards. Kind of we made use of what we had, and it was really cool because, you know, like none of them expected probably to see much, but then we ended up kind of doing some cooler tricks like some tail whips and 360s and bar spins, and Phil ended up jumping over it, and as soon as Phil jumped over it, Mads and I just went right behind him doing backflips, and the kid just went crazy.
It was like the best day of their year for sure. They showed up to learn some stuff out of the books, and they had these kids from America come in and do flips in front of them instead, and you know they didn't learn anything the rest of the day.
So now we're up here on top of Table Mountain, one of the more tourist spots of Cape Town, overlooking the whole city, and kind of just doing our last couple things, like shooting some trails, and then we're going to do a little sunset shot with the ramp we brought.
Andrew did some gnarly stuff again tonight. So we set up that ramp again and found this gnarly landing, like it was crazy rollout, super steep and hard to brake on it.
He got a good photo of the whole like scenery with Cape Town and under it, and just killed it basically.
So it looks like we're about to wrap things up, and tomorrow we'll be enjoying the city, kind of getting to check it out and do the tourist thing. And then we're all making our way back home on Sunday.
It's been a long couple of weeks, but well worth it. We've all had some pretty crazy experiences, and even learned a lot along the way again.
So yeah, the whole trip was a really special experience for me. It's been the first time for me to South Africa.
Yeah, just to see that and experience it with your teammates, which is also really good and close friends of you, it's just really good, that's for sure.
So I'd just like to say thanks to everyone that made it possible. Thanks to Adidas, and we'll see you next time.